Royce, how you seem kind of maybe I'll be on the roster, maybe I won't yesterday. How sure were you that you were going to play today? And hey, what did it feel like to play today?
Yeah, this morning, when I saw that, I was making the roster from Rocco, and I felt better. Hopefully it was connected to my mental state of mind. I was just excited for the day, and we could keep that going. But it was a blessing to play today, man. That atmosphere was electric.
Pablo, you prepare so intensely for these starts, and you kind of wore the Santana jersey. You kind of understood what this game meant to the fans. What did it mean to go out and deliver in a game one like this for them?
Yeah, it's extremely important. Really game one of any series is the most important one. I've said it before, set the tone, and that's as true as it gets. You want to set the tone, you want to set the stage, and really let the competition know that we have a plan and we're going to try to do everything to execute it. And yeah, like the Santana jersey thing, some people believe in fate, some people believe that the things we do today write what we do tomorrow, but sometimes some things line up too perfectly to pass on those opportunities. So I was just happy that I was able to, for the most part, execute my part, my plan, do my part, and do the best I could to, put the team in the best position to win. I had a bunch of help from Royce here sitting next to me. The defense was on point all day long. They showed up how we expected to show up. The fans have been believing in us for so long. It was just a matter of believing in ourselves and coming to the game, playing loose, understanding that we didn't need to change who we were or our approach, and just go out there and have fun, man. And it was electric, and we embraced that, and we were just having fun out there.
Royce, you showed so much emotion during the starting lineup. You were ready to go, yet you had to DH. You didn't have the time to be on the field to kind of decompress and get control of your emotions. How are you able to handle being just the DH and not getting out on the field?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I just took a lot of advice from Byron Buxton, who's done that a lot this year, obviously, about staying warm, riding the bike in between innings, maybe standing up while the team's on defense, similar to your approach like you would playing defense. Obviously, you're not fielding a ball, but at least you're on your feet, you're keeping the blood flow going. And honestly, this atmosphere, truly, when I tell you it was electric, it brought that electricity into my body. I felt different. My heart was beating. It was the most nervous game, exciting game I've ever played in my life. It was so much fun.
Pablo, you spoke yesterday about how, with regards to that 18-game losing streak, that you guys were going to kind of embrace it, that maybe sort of draw some motivation from it. How do you think maybe that approach might have helped you guys ultimately overcome that?
Yeah, no, I think this group of guys, spending 2 months of spring training, 6 months of the regular season, 182 days, if you count the 20 days of we get a season. So, I was able to really gauge the atmosphere, the mentality that we had going into this, this game one. This game meant a lot to us for many, many reasons, and we just wanted to, put an end to something that was, very unfortunate to our beloved fans. The fans have been so great to us. They support us. They root for us no matter the situation. So it felt right giving this to them, and the way I see it now we have a new streak going. We're 1-0, and that's the one we're going to focus on right now.
Pablo, I guess Royce too, if you want to chime in on this too, but from your vantage point in the fourth inning, that play that went under Polanco's glove and Correa able to make that play to throw out Bichette at home, can you kind of give it, from your vantage point, what you saw there on that play? And did you think that play was even going to be able to be made?
That was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when it happened. I see Polanco charging in. He's trying to make a play. Kiermaier's a fast runner. He's always been one of the fastest runners in the team he plays for. So, I saw Polanco coming in full speed, and he had one shot. He, took the glove out, tried to get rid of it quick, didn't catch it. I see Bichette stepping on third, and I think I saw the third base coach, putting the stop sign in. It's crazy how fast we think of these things. I think, if he keeps going, he might have a shot. But then, somehow, some way, Carlos came from nowhere. And, he made the big play in the big moment. And, we all know who Carlos Correa is when the stage is big, when the stage is, this big. You know, he shows up for those moments, and he made an unbelievable play. I'm not gonna sell Ryan Jeffers short either. He stayed engaged every single second of the play, and he made like a tag, and that was a very big moment of that game. You know, it could have been bases loaded if the runner doesn't go, but then he ended up being an inning-ending play. Unbelievable play.
Royce, you mentioned the emotion, you had a lot of it pregame, but even in your first at bat, it looked like you kind of took a look around, like a 360, what were you trying to experience like in that moment?
Yeah, just take it all in. You never know when you're going to be in this situation. And we've had a heck of a season, and I just wanted to take it all in, man. These fans showed up for us, and, honestly, I got that advice from Joe Mauer through a text today, just telling me to take it in. And he said that's one thing that he would do is take it in and don't regret, the moment that you're in. And so that's what I did, man. All those fans, they really stepped up for us, man. It was special.
Royce, just wondering what your readiness to play third base would be if that were to present itself this series.
I'm just taking it day by day. I'm working as hard as I can, recovering as much as possible to be ready anyway for my team. And I think that's more of a Rocco question or the staff question because this team, we have guys that can play all over and make plays like you saw tonight. So that defense is truly special.
Royce, I remember you kind of shake your heads you couldn't be in disbelief at the grand slams. You've never hit 2 home runs in a game at this level before. Do you ever surprise yourself by what you managed to achieve?
That's a God thing. I'm just blessed to be a part of it. It felt like I was blacked out in the whole game, but especially in those moments when I was on the field, my heart was racing. It was just the human nature of it. Like when you have 40, 50,000 people cheering. It was special. I was just going off of that energy and playing the game that I've loved this whole life and had fun doing it.
I'm also amazed by the things Royce does, by the way.
Pablo, this 2-part. Did you have the Johan jersey at home? Like you owned it? Okay. And then obviously the streak is the biggest story ending, but how does it feel for all you've talked about idolizing Johan growing up to get the first win since he had one against the Yankees, basically 19 years ago?
No, yeah. I mean, I guess in a way I don't believe it because, that happened so long ago when I was really starting to understand baseball and admiring Johan Santana, the player. He was the role model on and off the field. He still is. So I guess moments like that, you kind of feels like they write themselves up. And it was an unfortunate streak going. And I'm sorry that so many people had to go through it, suffer through it. But I feel like just coming into today, the energy like from every single person in the clubhouse and then out in the stadium just felt like unmatched, like anything like that I've ever felt before. So I think just like it was just about really embracing that, like without pressure, there's no expectations. So like pressure is a privilege, and then just like understanding that mentality, using it in our favor. Like you always want to feel some pressure because that means that there's an opportunity to do something amazing. I don't know if as a team we all felt it, I felt it, but like I acknowledge it, I accepted it, and then I just put it on my shoulder and like try to go with it.
Pablo, Royce, congratulations. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Everyone wants to know what stars look like. Those 2 guys are stars. Both of those 2.
Rocco, having been here for a bit, what do you think this win means to this city?
Well, I think fans here support this organization through and through. Generations do. They love the team, and they want to enjoy things like what they just saw at the ballpark today. the ballpark, I think, was a great representation today of how the community here feels about us and what we do. It was. I thought the place was going to split open and melt. Like, honestly, like it was out of this universe out there on the field. The fans took over the game. They helped us win today. They helped us win the game, and they helped us in so many ways out there. You could see it if you're just visually watching and seeing how the players were reacting on the other side of the field. It's the energy, but it's actually a challenging environment to play in right now. So I couldn't be more excited and thankful for what they did for us today to help us get over this hump, and now we're back on the train now.
Rocco, how do you and everybody in there kind of balance the emotions of that, this being a meaningful win, such a meaningful win for this city, but also it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's one win, and you guys as a team have been working toward a championship. How do you kind of balance the emotions of that?
Yeah. Well, I think it's fine to celebrate an exceptional win, because I thought we did a lot of good things on the field today, the things that we wanted to do. And I can talk about those things, but I think it's fine to celebrate that. I think there's not one person in our clubhouse who doesn't realize that there is a lot of work still to be done. And as soon as we change and shower up and eat dinner and head home and go to bed, we'll reset and we'll get ready for tomorrow. And again, a lot of work still to do.
Rocco, what can you say about the defense that you saw today? Taylor making a couple of big catches and Correa saving that run.
Well, I have my notes, Phil, because I don't remember everything all the time. Michael Taylor took over the game in center field. He's been doing that all year for us. Anyone that's watched us has seen that from Michael Taylor. He contributes on both sides of the ball. When you make an out, a lot of them are routine, but when you make an out that is not routine and you go above and beyond and do that, it just stops the inning. You know, when you start just recording outs, racking up outs, you're taking away base runners and creating an out on the same play. Those things flip the game completely on its head. And Michael Taylor did that for us and flipped the game in our favor because of the way he patrolled center field. The play that Carlos Correa made, that play should be shown. That should be shown everywhere, over and over again. The anticipation, knowing that that's one outcome that could happen. The ball could end up where it ended up. Getting there. Getting down, making the play. Those are awkward plays. You never practice that play, ever. And it's a play that, again, I'm going to enjoy watching in the future. And I think every baseball fan, it's just a hell of a baseball play. And if you like watching the biggest players making the biggest plays in the biggest games, then you should go watch that play. It was fantastic. Donovan Solano made a great play at the end of the game, too. And the balls hit, Duran did the right thing to cover and get over there quick. He did a good job getting over there. That's far from a routine play as well. And I'm probably forgetting some other things, but I think we did some positive things defensively.
Rocco, I know Jorge Polanco is playing a little out of position today. Are you comfortable with him being back at third base tomorrow? And what can you say really about the performance of your bullpen today?
Yeah, I'm absolutely comfortable with Jorge playing third base. Trust me, he's gonna, go to bed again, like I just said, wake up and get ready. Go out there, get his work in. We keep it simple, and we'll get him prepared to go out there and do his job. He'll be fine. Our bullpen, that's kind of what postseason bullpen performances look like. That's what you're looking for from your guys. It's going to be one after the other. It's going to be guys pitching in big spots where we think they match up good, and every single guy that we turned to went out there and threw great. I mean, that's actually the way you draw it up. And we're playing against a good team. Their offense is good. There's not going to be innings where we're just going to fly through innings and face it's not going to be easy, is really what I'm saying. So our bullpen was fantastic.
Oh, when you went home last night, how much uncertainty was there about whether or not Royce would be available today?
I felt fairly confident that he would be our DH. That's what I was feeling when I left the ballpark. Nick Paparesta, our head trainer, felt the same. So normally when he feels something, almost every time I'm going to end up feeling somewhere right in that vicinity. So we've talked through this so much recently. Our guys that were coming back and dealing with health, physical issues, and we got to a really good point with Royce where we felt he could go hit. Again, we saw it when he hit a ground ball today. He was under control when he ran down the first baseline. He can run, but what we don't want is him extending himself to the point where we have any sort of setback. And he did a good job with that.
We've talked about Royce stepping up in those big moments, but to arrive on the October stage like this in a game like this, I mean, what can you even say about him at this point?
I'm not sure. I've tried to stretch my vocabulary and drop, all the great adjectives. And, I mean, I can't believe sometimes the things that he's doing. They're that impressive. But to be able to, do it, come back, experience everything that goes along with those moments, which you can there can be highs and there can be, a lot of emotion. But the fact that he's able to still come to the ballpark the next day, get his work in, head out onto the field, not overthink things, which I think can happen when you start having a lot of success like that. He does such a great job of getting ready to go and then just performing over and over again. He's a special player, and what we're seeing again, haven't seen people doing the things that he's doing right now, and we've all been around some good players, but he's good.
And a rookie pitching in front of his hometown crowd, what gave you the confidence in Louis in that spot, probably the biggest spot he's ever pitched in?
Yeah. Huge out. Well, it's hard just not to say he's thrown the ball so well out of the bullpen for us. I'm not worried about the moment. He can handle the moment. He comes in to throw strikes and get ahead and then, go at people with the great stuff that he has. He's performed so well. He's handled the move to the bullpen so well that he was a guy I was waiting to get him into a game. This game, I was hoping that we got into a good spot where we could bring Louis Varland in. He only got one out. Part of me was like, man, I want to let this guy kind of roll a little bit because that's what he's done. He's thrown multiple innings a lot for us. But getting Caleb hot and getting him into the game for that run of hitters also made sense. So luckily, Lou will be ready to go. And, we can ask really anything of him going forward in the series. Nick Gordon also might be the best hype man that I have seen on the end of the bench in a very, very long time. And, of course, he'd love to be out there in the action, but the fact that I could hear feel the crowd responding to him, and he loved it. So I loved it too. That's it. You got it. Thank you, guys.